You're late.
I'm here. What's so important?
A crystal.
News travels fast.
Don't tell me you're buying that stuff about invincibility and magical powers.
Do you know anything about the Methuselah Stone, MacLeod? There've been stories about its power since before I was born. Whoever has it lives forever.
Yeah, but our immortality doesn't work like that. You know that.
Our immortality doesn't. You know anything of its history? It belonged to Methuselah. He lived to be over 900 years old.
Says who?
Before Methuselah died, he gave it to his grandson, Noah. Now, Noah survived the Great Flood.
Why are you doing this? You've lived this long without it. Why do you need it now?
Alexa. She's in a hospital in Geneva. She doesn't know.
You knew it had to be this way.
Yeah, from the first moment I saw her. Is that supposed to make it easier? Is that supposed to make it okay?
So,
If there is one chance that I can save her, then I have to try.
yeah, but how much is the stone worth to you?
My life.
And anybody else's?
Not the carpet, not... Oh, nice kitty. Welcome to Highlander Rewatch, the podcast where each and every week we discuss another facet of the Highlander universe and revisit it in detail. I'm one of your rewatchers. I'm Keith.
This is Kyle.
This is Ayman.
And this week we are going to be discussing Season 4, Episode 16, fan favorite, Methuselah's Gift.
It's weird that they chose to name an episode fan favorite.
It is.
That's very conceited.
Exactly.
Before it's even hit the airwaves.
Could you imagine naming an episode like 100th episode? Episode like 45.
500th episode. The best of Highlander.
The best of Highlander. Very good.
On that note, does that mean that we have a best of Highlander item to choose from?
You better believe it. So before we discuss this episode, we thought we'd revisit a very special item from the Highlander catalog. Today, I'm going to be reading from the Best of Highlander catalog.
Be best.
Be best.
The best. But did you know that she's the most bullied person in the world?
Bully, bully, bully. Bully, bully.
Bully.
A reference to our War of the Worlds Highlander Worldwide bonus episode. Today we're reading from some Highlander from the Highlander jewelry collection.
Ooh.
This is the Methuselah Riverstones necklace.
Oh, is that a
Wow.
tie-in?
It is.
Methuselah River. Is that alluding to the
that it
end
gets
of this
dumped in a
episode?
fucking dirty river?
Yeah.
Yeah, why does it have to be a river stone? Just why not just the Methuselah stone?
Is there a thing called a river stone?
Oh,
Just
maybe.
around the river stone.
All right, here we go, guys. To behold the Methuselah Stone is to behold immortality. In Legacy, Luther is but one piece of the stone away from ensuring himself invincibility. Except for one
There's
own...
only one way to gain invincibility, and that's to grab a star or other...
Or there's like Sparkles and Sonic.
Yeah.
Nope.
Collect all the Chaos Emeralds and then 50 rings.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the one owned by Amanda, all of the pieces end up at the bottom of the Seine. Here is the last... Here is the last magical piece, exquisitely recreated in obsolescent river stone. Oh, I guess river stone is a type of stone. How about that?
That's like a little too clever.
Yeah. Recreated in
Opulescent?
Opalescent?
Oscillating.
Opalescent.
Opalescent.
Is that actually what it is?
It must be.
How is it spelt?
It's spelled like opalescent.
Okay, that's
You
what
say
it
how's it spelt?
is. Spelled.
Spelt.
Spelt.
That's what you do with metal. You spelt metal.
You spelt it.
Yeah.
My favorite kind of fried fish is spelt.
You
My
know,
favorite
Isn't
band
spelt
is
also a grain?
built to spelt.
You know, he who spelt it dealt it.
Oh my god.
Sorry for all the listeners we just lost.
Very good. So, exquisitely recreated in opalescent, very good, river stone, your own start to invincibility. Sterling silver chain included. How much do you think this bad motherfucker is?
Which one is it?
It's the one that looks like the river. It's the one made of riverstone, man.
The big one?
No, it's the one here at the bottom. Yeah, it's the bottom, right next to my face.
Oh, I see. Okay, sorry.
It's the one that looks like,
It
kind of
does
looks like the
look
Methuselah stone.
Kind of.
Yeah, a
Very
little bit.
kind
But it's
of.
like not a crystal. It's like I don't know, it's something else.
Looks
Well,
like
I guess
dirty
it's
cracker.
Dirty Cracker.
what?
It's my favorite band. Dirty
How much-
Cracker.
I think it might be bleeding into the background a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. How much do we think this is? We're gonna play not Price is Right style game. Eamon and Kyle are gonna try to guess how much they think this Methuselah's Riverstone.
opalescent
Yeah.
Methuselah Riverstone is.
Eamon, go.
$50.
$50. Kyle, how much do you think this immortal piece of jewelry is? You become invincible if you have it.
I'm gonna guess $49.
All right. Wait, you guessed how much?
50.
15. You guessed 49.
Well, yeah, because if
No,
it's
no, I
less
get-
than 50, I'm closer.
I'm fully aware how the rules work. Eamon wins. He's closer.
Whoa.
This necklace is $99.
What the F?
Bullshit.
Can I see that for a second?
Yeah. Don't go reading all the other things because those are for future episodes.
Don't go reading Waterfalls.
Waterfalls.
Stick
Wow.
to the opalescent jewels that you're used to.
I mostly just wanted to check that word. And now I can't see it.
Keith actually added it.
Yeah, I made up a word I couldn't pronounce.
It was a little bit of improv. He thought he needed to kick up this bit. Punch it up.
I can't find it.
Are you not?
Yeah.
Your eyes don't even look like you're on the right item.
They
It's
are.
right at the bottom.
I know.
So read it. It's right there.
I am reading it.
It's like the second sentence from the end, I believe has.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, opalescent.
There it is.
Wow.
Opals and benane.
Do you
And
want
Bononos.
to see this but not read any of the other descriptions on the page?
I just don't want us to spoil future, future catalog games.
Future cat games. Meow.
Yeah, I've never seen that word before. I assume it means in the style of an opal.
The
But
fact that there's a word in this
It
catalog,
means it smells like an opal.
yeah, that we did not really understand. I mean, the thesaurus must have been right there.
This is the best of Highlander.
The best of Highlander thesauruses.
best of
The
thesaurus.
best of Highlander thesaurus.
Thesaurus.
And it's just descriptive words for like fucking swords.
And it's just the word immortal over and over again.
The best of thesauruses is, only to be used with the best of Highlander catalog.
That's right.
It was the best of thesauruses. It was the worst of thesauruses.
We should make a worst of Highlander catalog.
Okay.
We kind of are.
We do pick out the most ridiculous items.
Page 1, Highlander Rewatch.
Yeah, the Highlander Rewatch collection.
So who's in this episode?
Well, I'm going to start with some other info first.
Okay, fine. When did this episode air or some shit?
Guys, this
We're
episode...
not even drunk.
I know. Okay, guys, this week we were talking about Season 4, Episode 16, Methuselah's Gift. This episode first aired April 28th, 1996. You guys have been keeping track. That's 2 months after the last episode.
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa.
They took a long break.
Did take a long break. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know why it took so long.
Mac was on the run because of killing Hamad.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, no ramifications for that.
Yeah, guys, should we talk more about last week's episode?
Let's do it.
We might. Okay, this episode was directed by the one, the only, AP, Adrian Paul. This is his second of 4 episodes he directed. The first episode he did was Homeland, which was the first episode of Season 4. Who wrote this episode? Michael O'Mahony.
Michael O'Mahony.
Oh, boy.
So this is his second of 6 Highlander episodes. His first was Chivalry. If we remember from last time, he wrote some Inspector Gadget episodes, Street Sharks. And I was curious about the 2 episodes of Street Sharks he wrote. One is called A Shark Among Us. Yeah.
Aren't they all sharks, though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. The IMDb description for that episode is... Sorry, I'm on a tangent, but I find this stuff hysterical. Lena's brother Malik is among those who have been taking strength-enhancing pills.
So this is their steroids
Yeah.
episode?
Ripster goes Ripster goes undercover to trace the source of the pills
The source.
and discovers
How did someone go undercover as a shark?
discovers that a drug dealer named Jackal has been distributing the pills in order to get some recruits to help rob a bank.
Wow, that's good shit. We should watch that.
We should.
Yeah.
And the other episode is called Sky Sharks. And the
And
description,
the world of tomorrow.
Yeah. And the episode description on IMDb for that is when his hotel had been previously destroyed by the Street Sharks and no family members to live with, Mr. Cunnyworth allows Dr. Paradigm to... This is the best. Mr. Cunnyworth allows Dr. Paradigm to Gene Slam.
Gene what?
Gene slam him.
It's hard to read. Oh boy. Sorry,
He does
listeners.
not think this is that funny.
I do. Dr. Paradigm to gene slam
It
him
is
with
funny.
the DNA of an electric eel and a moray eel, which transforms him into reptile.
Wow.
While Reptile is ordered by Dr. Paradigm to steal an advanced supercomputer part for his robotic machine, the street sharks take a cruise around the city.
The street sharks. That's amazing. You gotta gene slam those street sharks.
The street sharks take a cruise around the city to find the doctor's new Seviates location and put a stop to their evil plans. I don't fucking know. So that's street
Give me
sharks.
that. What is that word?
Seviates? SEAVIATE'.
I think those are like his sea goons.
Yeah. This is rough.
I'm gonna get gene slammed.
Gene slammed. Wow. Those were amazing. Mr. Cunningworth lets Dr. Paradigm gene slam him.
God damn it.
Cunningworth sounds dirty.
It does.
No
Oh,
shit.
this is fucked.
Cunningworth.
It's a lady doctor in a pornographic film.
Dr. Cunningworth will see you now. Doctor, my boner's been raging for 4 hours. I need some relief.
Get ready to get gene
I
slammed.
think I have the prescription for that. Some gene slamming.
This episode has got some guest stars, some familiar faces. We have
Nothing's gonna be better than what we just did. We should close it out.
this episode guest stars Elizabeth Grayson as Amanda.
As Uma Thurman.
Peter Wingfield is back as Methos.
Methos?
And Jamie Harris is back. He's in it for the first time as Daniel Geiger. This episode also guest
How many
stars.
PKEs is this on the Geiger?
That's right. Nadia Cameron Blakey as Rebecca Horn. She's back. You may remember her as Rebecca in Legacy, or as additional restaurant guest number 1 in Batman Begins. I think we've mentioned that before.
How is she in Twin Peaks?
Did anyone look her up on IMDb and see what her most recent IMDb profile picture is? It looks like she has fucking leprosy.
Maybe she
What?
does.
It's from a movie called Sins of the Father in 2006, but it is horrific looking. I don't know why that's her picture. So let's read the IMDb episode description for this. Someone who believes in the myth of the Methuselah Stone is willing to do anything to put it back together and use its power to become invincible. And Amanda has the last piece. After narrowly escaping an assassination attempt, Amanda comes to Duncan for help.
That's all right. No gene slamming, but it's all right.
Yeah, it's not like Cyclops' wedding night. Gene slam.
Gene.
So let's talk about Methuselah's gift. How's it open up?
There's a pretty cool bird's eye view. I don't know if that's the correct term. It's like behind I guess it's a crane shot.
Yeah.
It's like through a
It's not a bird, like a literal bird shot.
Yeah, it's
I
not
guess bird shot's a different thing.
Yeah.
bird shot. Actually, you put that in a shotgun.
That's right.
But it's like a crane shot of we're on a roof of a hotel with like a neon sign.
Right.
and
This
we're
is the
seeing-
Hennessy Hotel.
Yeah, the Hennessy
It's very
Hotel.
evocative of like the Silver Cup
yeah,
thing,
it
I
is.
thought. Silver Cup thing. Silver Cup Studios as pictured in Highlander, the motion picture. That's a complete thought.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Silver Cup thing.
Yeah, you know, that Silver Cup thing.
I like to imagine a listener who has no idea what we're talking
Yeah, right.
about. Like, what? That's funny. But there's a van pulling up to this Hennessy Hotel. It's an awesome shot.
No, this looks great.
Yeah.
I love anything with neon. Makes like a shot look good, I think.
No.
Amanda is sleeping in bed and
And straight up looks like Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction.
yes, yeah, we did
It's
not. She has a
nuts.
whole different hairstyle here. It's crazy.
It's not good. It is quite poor.
Well, it's a wig, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Some people enter her hotel. Someone draws a sword. Did anyone think there was a buzz sound? It's like the sound they use like a sound effect to show like that she's like noticing something, like or to
It's
like heighten the tension.
Buzz Light,
It's
yeah.
Buzz Lightyear, but but it's not the buzz. It's just like a sound effect to like amp up the tension. I was a little confused at first, but
It's confusing.
there's some like hired swords here to take her out. So
So it's a bunch of goons in like Halloween masks, and they have guns and knives. I think they look kind of cool.
yeah, this is a crazy opening. And then there's like a chase afoot, and she's running away from them. And the
They
music
plug her a
here,
couple times, yeah.
the music is it's like a
It's
bunch of
bass,
slap bass.
Yeah,
It's like what?
nuts.
So she gets shot. This is intense. Like there's one guy waiting for her with a shotgun. He gets her.
Then she gets shot in the arm. She ends up on the roof. She gets shot in the arm and the leg.
We almost get a great dummy fall, though.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Almost.
That
She,
would've been cool.
Grabs the wires from this Hennessy sign.
And like swings off of it.
And like I guess the wire is slowly ripping, so she kind of like comes down in stages.
Right.
The
None of the-
sign's like popping and exploding.
Yeah, this is cool.
It's really
A
cool.
lot of cool lighting. Although I thought, like, when she was like first getting out on the ledge, like the goons are right there. It's like, shoot her! Like they're like 5
Yeah.
feet away. Whatever. They're stupid goons.
Stupid goons.
That's why they're goons.
That's
and
why
not,
they're goons and not management.
Exactly.
Did anyone look up whether this is a real hotel?
The Hennessy Hotel?
Yeah.
No.
I did not.
As a special feature state, this was done to get some extra money for the show. And so Hennessy, somebody on the crew knew like a rep at Hennessy. They installed a sign for them to blow up that would like feature prominently in the show.
The name Hennessy? It's just like some cognac advertising?
Yeah, baby.
Ken Gord said this took 3 nights to shoot
Wow.
because they can't shoot for that long. Because if you shoot for a while, it flips your days, if that makes sense. Like you have to have time off. So if you shoot overnight, like a full night, that means the next day you have off. So it means then you're suddenly only shooting at night, which you can't do. So you can only shoot a little bit at night so you don't flip the day.
That's a
pretty
cool
cool.
tidbit.
Yeah, so that's the cold open. People are
Yeah.
after Amanda. Who could they be? Are they
Who could
hunters?
they be?
Maybe.
But it's awesome. And like one of the S's like falls and like crashes to the ground as she's escaping.
Yeah.
This is
This is
really
good.
well shot. A good
It
action
sizzles when it
sequence.
lands.
That's
Yeah.
right. AP's up on it.
He up on it. So then we're at Watcher headquarters for Eastern Europe, or
Right.
the International Asset Corporation.
Yeah, the IAC.
For Eastern Europe?
That's what I
For-
have.
it says
is
for Western Europe, yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, okay.
I
All right,
got
just
it
double
wrong.
checking. I was like,
Yeah, my bad.
So we get a little VO, some voiceover from Methos. He's like,
This
oh,
is
you almost,
odd.
yeah. He's like, you almost had it, Luther, or whatever. And so Methos is in like the library or whatever of Watcher's headquarters, doing research on the Methuselah Stone.
Methuselah.
Methuselah.
The Methuselah
Methuselah
Stone.
Stone. And he mentions that it has the power to make an ordinary human immortal, possibly.
Which was that something
Interesting.
that was introduced in the previous episode or not?
Yes.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
Okay.
Although the thing that I think is a little different in this episode, they do say that it will make a human immortal in Legacy. But they say if an immortal gets it, they say that I think it just says they'll gain like a bunch of power. But in this, they're like they'll become invincible. And it's like, whoa! I think there's a little retcon.
Invincible.
I think the book's kind of cool.
Invincible.
I like that he's doing like research.
Yeah.
He's doing his job?
Yeah, he's doing his
Do
job.
your job.
For once.
So we
It's
cut.
actually his job. He's
Yeah.
doing somebody's job, though.
It's true. We cut to the Paris streets, and Amanda is walking around. She's blonde now.
Super short, platinum blonde haircut.
Right.
Yeah.
And so she's kind of freaking out every time she walks by somebody. She's like paranoid that people are after her.
Make a weird decision here, AP. You get like a POV, like slanted shot from her that she's like looking at people, and it's like, whong, and there's like these music cues, and it's all like Dutch angles. It's very jarring. Takes
Yeah.
me way out of it.
Interesting.
So she's like really paranoid.
And so there's this dude who's like following her, I guess, that like looks at her.
He looks
and
at her and smiles, and he's like, starts walking in her direction. And they walk down an alleyway, but she hides.
Right.
So when he
And-
turns the bend,
She fucks him
She
up
really
Yeah.
does.
she like smacks him in the head with an umbrella.
with like a nice point on it
Yeah.
too. Like she could do some damage.
Then
Right.
she gets him in the neck. She's like, "Why are you following me? What the fuck?"
And he's
thought
like,
this
I
was
just
really
like live
funny.
around here. And she's like, well, why were you looking at me? And he's just like, you're really hot. That's what he says. He's like, you're so attractive.
I thought this was actually really funny.
It was funny. Yeah.
Especially because she's so over the top with
Yeah.
him.
She really lets him have it. But he fumbles for his ID and like takes
Right.
it out and like his address
She's like,
is
you have
there.
to prove that like
Yeah.
you live around here. She lets him go. He runs off. So then we cut back to Watcher HQ, and we got the like head watcher here.
Poor man's VMOS.
Yeah, for sure.
This
Just
guy sucks in compared to VMOS.
compared to VMOS, everybody sucks.
Yeah,
You could
that's
get
true.
Laurence Olivier up there and he would suck.
Security. Is that what it's-
Security! Security's the reason. It's
And then he
amazing.
busts out double Uzis.
I know. He's got Uzis. He fights with an axe.
This is Nathan Stern.
Nathan Stern, who I have written in my notes every single time as Nathan Stone.
The way Methos says it, he says it like Stone.
Does he? Okay. So I like went back and checked later. I was like,
Yeah.
I fucked up his name. But he does say it like Stone, right? All right.
Yeah. Or somebody says it like Stone.
Yeah. Stone Kaminsky.
Stone. Oh, other thing I forgot we loved about VMOS. He will fight the disabled.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
He punches
Punches
Joe,
Joe.
Sucker
right?
punches Joe.
Yeah, so anyway, in this scene, Stern meets Methos. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? Aren't you supposed to be working on the Watcher Chronicles? On the Methos Chronicles. That's right. So then we cut to the barge, and we got a new oh my God. We got a new barge locale. He's not across from Notre Dame anymore. He's now across from the Eiffel Tower.
Is that why they burned it?
Oh, good question.
Just in the previous episode, the barge is burned. Was
Right.
that solely for the purpose of
Kyle, how'd it get burned?
How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned?
How'd it get burned? Why'd it get burned? Why'd it get burned?
Everyone asks how'd it get burned.
Yeah.
No one asks why does it get burned.
Where'd it get burned? Who'd it get burned?
Ooh, I guess it'd be who burned it.
Who burned it?
Who burned it?
So anyway, Mac is there making like repairs and shit, and Amanda shows up, and Mac thinks Amanda must have stolen something if people are after her. But Amanda assures him that is not the case this time. So then we're back to Watchers HQ, or the international, whatever it's called.
The International Pancake House. House of Burgers.
Yeah, that's right. Back at Watcher HQ, Stern is asking Methos why Stern. He's asking why he's looking at the Luther file, and Methos makes up some excuse that maybe Methos had crossed paths with Luther at some point, and he's trying to check it out. And Stone is like, nah, it never happened. He does not want Methos looking at this shit.
And Stern was Luther's watcher, apparently.
Right.
Yeah, I don't understand why Stern is. They're just trying to make him look suspicious because it's all a big misdirection.
Right.
Yeah.
Because Stern seems
Like
very
a
bad.
dickhead?
Yeah, right.
Which he is a dickhead. But I am not. I'm not sure why he would have. Why he shuts this down so aggressively.
Yeah.
It's like I
weird.
know he didn't. It's like, how do you know that he didn't encounter someone that was secretly Methos? I, the Methos guy, might find something you didn't. You fuck.
Yeah. So Methos, a.k.a. Adam Pearson, asks if they kept the crystals after Luther died. And Stern says yes, and is going to take him to go see him. Which also, I was like, I guess they just fucking left Luther's body in the field and never took all the crystals were there. Like, Amanda didn't want to take them. She was there. Mac was there.
Yeah.
Why'd they leave that shit there?
I don't know. Or, I mean, later Amanda implies that they took the crystals off his body. Maybe she's being hyperbolic. Like, maybe they're back at his hideout or something
Right.
like that.
Yeah, that seems to make more sense,
'Cause
right?
otherwise, it's just silly. Why wouldn't they just take them?
Yeah.
Is that something the Watchers do, though? Do they root through people's shit after an immortal's dead?
Maybe
I mean,
they
I guess
just
you-
Isn't that
specifically want
interfering?
this thing. Yes, in
Yeah.
short.
After they're dead, is it interfering, though?
Sure.
If this Methuselah Stone has genuine power, then yes.
Well, sure, but the idea that they would root through their stuff, I could see them wanting to seize it all, take all their books, take everything.
Yeah, just to get more information.
Yeah. So back on the barge, Mac is still being dismissive about all this shit. He does not believe.
And Mac is just kind of like thinking she deserves it.
But then she's like, one of them had a sword. And it's like, this is the first time you're mentioning this, Amanda? And Mac is like, wait, really?
This is more of their shitty communication.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think they just started talking about this.
I guess.
I think we witnessed most of the conversation.
But I don't know. It seems weird that Mac is being so dismissive of it.
Because
And then
Amanda's
she's like, oh, he had a sword, by the way.
Amanda's constantly fucking up and in trouble and making trouble for him. So I don't know. I buy it.
Yeah. So anyway, Mac asks if they had any tattoos. Amanda does not remember because it was like
I didn't have time to look at their wrists.
right because they were fucking swinging at my head.
I thought they were burglars.
Burglars. International House of Burglars.
So she reveals that she's really scared about what's going on. So Methos is checking out these stones in the director's gallery at Watchers headquarters. Tell us what's happening here.
Basically, he's just looking at a big
looking at
pile
some rocks.
of
Yeah, there we go.
stones. Yeah.
It's like watching someone.
I'm like, tell us what's going on.
like watching
People
someone
are
go to
looking
the-
at an object.
It's like watching someone go to the worst part of a museum.
Yeah. The geodes.
Geodes.
But it's like an unsculpted
Circumcised.
rock, an uncircumcised rock. It's just like a bunch of chunks
Yeah, bunch
together.
of chunks.
Bunch of
They
chunks.
each kind of look like a piece that might go in a necklace, like the one Amanda has.
Right. But also, so we're relearning what the legend is. So to let the audience know, gives you immortality or makes you immortal. But they say you have to wear it. And I was looking at the size of this thing. I was like, you have to fucking wear that thing? That thing looks sharp and it looks like it weighs 4 pounds.
If
clunk
something will make you
around.
immortal, you'll find a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's almost complete. So
Right.
there's a piece missing that Somebody has.
And we know as the audience, it's Amanda's.
Amanda.
So back on the barge, Amanda is cosplaying a Switch from the Matrix.
Yeah.
No like these.
Absolutely. No lady.
Boy. So
No
Mac-
lady.
Oh my God. So Mac and Amanda are fighting about what the next move is going to be.
Well, they like talk to Joe on the phone, so I guess Jim Burns isn't in these episodes.
Yeah, like he is really not in a string of these episodes. And no Richie either. What?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I talked to Joe. He used his normal style of wit and sarcasm to help me work through this problem.
Yeah.
The wit and wisdom of Joe.
The wit and wisdom of Joseph.
He
That
offered
didn't
me.
land.
We had to drink a beer simultaneously over the phone while he.
I told me
Talk to
about
me.
this. He's still drying out.
Yeah.
Maybe. He's been through some shit. Maybe it's really gotten too much for him and he's in rehab because he's an alcoholic. That's been confirmed on this podcast.
Yeah, that's a key theory that actually might have legs.
Oh, well, not in Joe's case.
Oh. Damn.
Highlander Rewatch apologizes.
Amanda says there's been this dude watching from the shore, and he's been there since like yesterday. And so Mac is like, we're going to create a diversion, fight with me.
Yeah.
So anytime they're fighting, it's always good. So
Yeah,
they go at
this
it.
is funny.
Storming off.
So this watcher starts following her, and then Mac sneaks up behind him and grabs him.
That's right.
Puts him in a full Nelson.
And she fucking punches him
Yeah.
right away. Like, without knowing any information, she just wails on him, which I thought was pretty good. So they've got him all, like, kind of tied up or whatever in the barge. So this guy really he says he does not remember much. He's like, oh, there was, like, a green van. Turns out it was actually blue, right?
Why does he tell him it was a van at all? Why does he tell him anything?
Well, because I don't think he knows anything. That was the impression I got.
Well,
We're going to have some discussions of how this plan all... I don't think he knows what's going on.
yeah, he does.
You think?
Yeah, he's the villain of the episode.
I don't know if he's the villain yet.
Yes, he's obviously the villain of the episode.
Well, I know at the end he's the villain, but I guess I was wondering when he made the switch.
Oh.
Once he got brought into the fold by Stern and like figured out what was going on, I kind of wondered like, oh, maybe now he's decided like, ooh, I can gain something from this, and I'm gonna like fucking go crazy.
Well, he was clearly a villain by the time this attempt on Amanda's life happened.
No, you're right, because at the end of the episode he says, you know, why do you think I even became a Watcher? It was like for this.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
No, he's.
I'm
Well-
surprised- I don't understand why he gives them any information.
I have a theory about that, and I'm not going to say it yet. This might be controversial. Maybe it isn't, but let's talk later. So, good but interesting question about the van. Why did he even let them know?
Yeah.
So he knows it's also they know it's an American van too, and so that's the only clue they've really got.
So they let him go. His name is Dan Geiger.
Geiger,
Mac lets him know to start watching somebody else.
right? He's like, yeah, get out of town. You're not on our beat anymore, man.
Beat it.
So back at Watcher HQ, Stony Stern is questioning Danny Man.
What exactly did you tell them? He's very upset, but keeps on saying, like, let's keep this just between you and me.
Yes, very
Which
suspicious.
is suspicious.
And at this point, I have a weird thing. I noticed that he was holding a blue binder, and I was like, oh, it's a blue binder, a blue van. I was like curious if the show was...
It's just because blue is his favorite color.
No, well, I just thought, I was like, oh, if we give like visual cues to like blue represents this sort of thing. That is not what is happening. But it was a thing I noticed in the
it's
moment.
not.
And I was like, I wonder. But it's also very ominous because Stern is like, you got to keep this between us or whatever. It's
What
like,
would an
oh.
orange binder have meant in this circumstance?
Ooh,
you
don't
know a
wanna
whole
know.
color-coded system for
I
this?
do, yeah. All the villains are color-coded.
Well, she had a green binder in that episode, The Wrath of Kali. Does
That's
that
true.
factor into
Because
this
it
at all?
matched her dress exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that rhymed.
Colleen exactly.
Yeah.
Kali, exactly.
There we go. So, in the Paris... Wait, it is a green... It was... I said something about blue, right? Was it blue or green?
I think the van is green.
It is green. I have typed... I thought it was blue for some reason. So I just cut everything I said.
Blue is the warmest color.
All right, so we cut to the Paris streets, and Mac and Amanda are walking around looking for green Chevys. What's Amanda feeling, guys?
At least we're not in Detroit. That's what Max says.
But Amanda's freaking out.
She sees a man approaching and has like a...
A very racist reaction to him.
I did think that. I was like,
Well,
wait
it's
a minute.
like, granted, she has a reason to be paranoid at the moment, but that guy totally thinks she's racist.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's definitely like, fuck you.
Was he? I thought he was a white guy.
Uh-oh.
Was he? I'm just... Did I miss it?
Maybe Kyle's the real racist.
I've been the racist the whole time.
That's right.
Yo, is this racist? But yeah, she freaks out, but he's just pulling for a piece of gum. Pulling for a piece of gum?
Pulling for a piece of gum. Very good. So we cut now to this like dingy fucking apartment. It looks like there's a Brazilian flag on the wall.
There is.
Yeah. And so a mysterious man comes in.
Like an over-the-shoulder shot.
Right.
This is a good sequence.
Yeah.
I
So we
like-
don't know who this villain is, but he shoots this like dude who's like, "Hey, you want to watch the game or whatever?"
Yeah.
Who's I guess one of these assassin goons. So this guy's like clearing up the trail.
Yeah, takes him out. Kabloomers, destruction.
Then
Just
he-
as Mac and Amanda happen to be coming by.
That's
yeah,
right.
They pull up. So he hightails it out of there.
Yeah.
He drops his beer he was drinking.
And so Amanda comes in to question the guy who's been shot, while Mac jumps out the window chasing down this car, hoping to catch up. But Mac fails. But what's Amanda find out from this guy?
That they're trying to get the crystal. And he like grabs at her.
Yeah, he does
Very
grab at her.
inappropriate.
Yeah. So now we know it's about the crystals. We didn't really know what the plot was. Well, I mean, we did, I suppose, but Amanda didn't. Mac is doubting all this amulet crystal shit because he is still
He's
not
an
on board.
amulet skeptic.
Yeah, he is still not on board that this means anything. And Amanda's not really sure about it either, but she's like, I don't care. This is like important to me, this crystal, so I'm not going to let anybody take it.
I think this line is funny. Max says, Amanda, you've lived for over 1,000 years. How many times have you seen magic? Apparently, she hasn't watched the Highlander episode Deliverance, and neither has Mac.
Or
The Highlander
Shadows.
episode Shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, Mac, you just jumped into a pool, and your evil
Yeah.
side was cured.
Cured, yeah.
Right.
You've just seen magic like 2 episodes
And
ago.
they are immortal. So, like, their very existence is in some ways magical. It is a little weird that Mac is so doubting of this.
Well, it just happened.
Right.
He was just raping somebody.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And now he's fine.
Yeah.
Because he had a goo baptism. So, I don't know. Not really playing your hand right here, Mac.
Yeah. I could see if maybe he made an argument that, like, that again, this is just some legend. And I think you could maybe even make an argument that, like, this legendary crystal seems to really change the nature of the game. And, like, no way that could exist. Like, that's not the way the game is played. This thing, like, it's like a cheat code. Like, so no
Yeah.
way. That might be a compelling argument not to believe. Like, why would this thing exist?
Yeah.
Right. Or maybe it doesn't work for immortals. It only works for immortals.
So we get a flashback. Tell us about it, Kyle.
We're back in 850. I keep on wanting to read the margin of this piece of paper as a 1. And we get Rebecca Horn. She's back, and she is talking to Amanda about her getting ready.
Amanda has like been rooting through this study and has seen the crystals.
Right. So Amanda's
she
up
hides
to
in, like,
her
a
old
trunk.
tricks.
Right.
Yeah. Just in a trunk. Yeah. It's not that hard to open.
Yeah, and Rebecca will not tell her what the deal is with it, and she's like, "You're not ready to learn about this stuff." And Amanda's pretty frustrated.
Amanda thinks she's not good enough, but it's just that she isn't ready.
So she wakes up in the middle of the night to boost this thing.
Are they sleeping in the same bed?
I believe
Yes.
they are, and I think that lends credence to what Elizabeth Grayson said about Amanda possibly being bisexual, and that her and Rebecca maybe had a relationship. So-
Interesting.
So with Rebecca being her teacher, there's an odd ethical dimension. to that, but-
Yeah.
There is.
Once again, treading important moral ground in Highlander.
Yeah.
But, let's not think about it too hard.
I want to think about it real high. Disgusting.
So she steals it and is most of the way out the door when Rebecca catches her in the act.
And she is holding a sword and throws Amanda her sword.
Yeah.
And is like, well,
Yeah, like you shouldn't leave without this or whatever. I don't know. She's super pissed because she's been training Amanda, and Amanda's just like, fuck it, I'm leaving.
Betrayed.
Stealing your shit. But she does say she will let Amanda go, but she will not take those crystals. If she does, she's going to fight her for it. So crystals are important.
And then there's this weird bit about forgiveness. Rebecca's going to let her stay, and, Amanda can't get her fucking head around that.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, have you never been forgiven before? I'm doing Amanda's accent instead of Rebecca's. Rebecca's like, have you never been forgiven before? And she's like, super touched by this.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to say, I kind of don't get the flashbacks in this episode. Like, this one I think makes a little bit of sense because it, maybe reestablishes that the crystals are Rebecca. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't get the next one for sure. But
No, not even a little bit.
But yeah, what does this
actually
flashback kind
feels
of
like a
accomplish?
Yeah.
There's this forgiveness thing, which is new, but I'm not sure how that relates to this episode because I don't know why Amanda needs to be forgiven or...
Well, I guess we're trying to steal the thing, but not in the present. She doesn't need to be forgiven.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not sure how that plays into her character, really. Or even in the past, why it's like, what's up with this? I don't know.
And the second flashback, I'll save this for when we get to it. That feels like it should have been in Legacy.
So we cut back to the present, and Amanda is figuring that an immortal must be the one that wants the crystals. But then she realizes that an immortal wouldn't know where Luther hid them. And then Mac and Amanda kind of have a eureka moment and realize it must be the Watcher.
So she thinks they have it at Watcher's headquarters. And she says she's mad that they have Rebecca's stuff. And Mac thinks that she wants it for herself.
Don't die over a fairy tale.
That's right.
That's right. And so we get a brief mumble mouth. We get a crazy flashback to Legacy.
And we see...
I shouldn't say it's a crazy flashback, but it's like...
It's crazy.
It's so crazy, guys. It is very long. We get to see both fucking fights with Luther.
Yes, and we get to see the blue shirt fight where they're wearing identical blue shirts and black pants. It's like they showed up in their uniform.
There's no reason for us to see this whole thing.
No, I mean, I guess it reminds the audience, but I don't know if you need... I mean, maybe you do. It does, it does make this episode work better as like a standalone episode. Like, I don't think you need to watch... If you watch this episode as a standalone, I think you'd get it.
Yeah. You would get
Which
it.
is good.
That's true.
So after this flashback and mumble mouthing, we cut to a bridge near the barge, and you got Danny G is still watching Amanda, and Stern comes.
The rules.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah.
He was benched.
That's right. He's benched.
Yeah.
And Stern is fucking pissed.
But once again, it's like, we'll keep this between ourselves.
Right.
Very suspicious. Bro code.
Watchers have a lot of abuse. The Watchers were a real organization. They'd be going through a sex scandal of their own right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you can believe it.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. Geiger's
people like-
yearbook page looks like.
All their creeps get like transferred to Milan or something.
Oh my God. Well, I think it's interesting. While Geiger and Stern are arguing on the bridge, Amanda sneaks out. Did anyone notice that in the background? You see her leave so they miss what's going on because they're having their little tiff between themselves, which is good. It's a little. That's a little touch.
Subtle little element.
So then later that night, because Amanda has snuck away, and I guess nobody's at Watcher headquarters. I don't know. Who knows how this works? But she's able to break in, and this is let's talk about this whole break-in scenario here.
So she's like sneaking around and finding all of the traps. Like there's a floor sensor. She smokes a cigar, and there's lasers that she gets around.
Important philosophical question: do security systems count as traps? No, I'm actually very curious about this because I would love to be able to refer to modern security as traps.
Sure.
But like, I feel like a trap has to refer to like opening a door and getting shot with a crossbow, which by the way happened recently.
Oh my God! Like this is like a makeshift home security thing.
Yeah, some guy got let out. Like for some reason, they had to sell this guy's property, so they let him out of prison for the limited purpose of like allowing him to like prepare it for sale.
Oh my.
And instead, he spent the time booby trapping it, and like he turned like a jacuzzi into like an Indiana Jones style like boulder to go after like federal marshals. And I'm pretty sure a federal marshal got like shot in the leg after someone like opened the door, and it was like a shotgun rigged to a chair.
Wow.
Yeah, it was insane. It was like a really lethal Home Alone situation.
Yeah, they need to remake that as like an R-rated Home Alone sequel. And somehow Trump is still in it.
Somehow.
Yeah.
So Methos is there,
And he's
lo
also
behold.
trying to steal the stone.
That's right. He's like right there already. He's got it.
So is this an accent thing? I swear he says, I need these stone.
I heard that too.
I need this stone makes sense.
Yeah.
But I feel like he says, I need these stone. He says, I need these crystal.
He says, I need these crystal. He does say that.
Is the plural, it's just like sheep?
Doesn't that sound weird to you?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I
like,
need these crystal.
I need these crystal.
Maybe it's just a
Huge.
mess up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just a mess up. That's what I'm...
That's his actually, Crystal's actually his pet name for Amanda.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's his, I need these crystal.
Yeah, I need these comma crystal. Very good. So Amanda immediately draws her sword and goes after him.
Which is nuts.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
just kind of backs into a laser and sets the alarm off.
Yeah, he steps on I think he steps on the
Or
rug, the pressure pad.
Yeah.
Mythos is freaking out, and Amanda's like, this is not over, and Mythos flees. I guess they both flee. So, how's Mythos going to get his pick off?
Quick question. What kind of a building has all the security but no cameras?
Well, they do have cameras.
Yeah,
But they're apparently not pointing into this room.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't understand either. Fair enough.
Or did she disconnect him or something?
Sure.
I think mostly it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hey, Eamon,
Yes.
you're a highly talented, skilled artist. Do you have anything out there that showcases your dope work?
Well, I do, Kyle. funny you should ask.
It is funny, actually. Let's treat this as funny as it is. You can give us, what can we get?
Heyo, you can get a set of 5 Highlander character magnets.
5? Are there even 5 characters in Highlander?
There is. I was as surprised as you. So we have our Duncan MacLeod.
Ooh, he's the hero.
We have Amanda.
Oh, she's the hero.
We have Joe.
Not quite the hero, but all right.
He's one of them.
He's the great, though.
I'm a watcher. We have Methos.
Oh, sometimes
like
friend, sometimes enemy.
Yeah, he's a little trickster like Loki from the Avengers movies. And we recycle a character, Duncan MacLeod.
Recycle a character.
But he's a flashback Scottish Duncan.
Ooh, when he's like all barbarian-fied.
He's all barbarianed up.
Does he like use his rage?
He does.
When he like rages, does he get like +2 to attack rolls and like damage resistance to bludgeoning attacks or something?
That's right.
These are D&D 5th edition jokes that have nothing to do with our magnets. But where can we find these things?
5th
Yeah, you better
edition,
believe there's a 5th edition.
5 magnets.
Yeah, one edition for each magnet.
That's right. You can find these magnets on Etsy by searching Highlander Rewatch, or we have a store on our Facebook page.
Oh, is that what happens when you push that Shop Now button?
That is.
That makes a lot of sense. That's so convenient.
And these 5 magnets are only $15 for the whole kit and caboodle.
Whoa, Eamon, as an artist, like if you were going somewhere and just like buying like one print, how much would that cost?
That would be like $15 at minimum.
Oh, and you're getting 5 separate things and they're fully functional as magnets?
That's right.
That's nuts. What kind of value is that? And where do the proceeds for this whole thing go? Like, surely like to build your art empire or something.
This supports this very podcast that you're listening to.
This very one?
Right
dear
now.
boy?
This very one, my dear boy.
That's incredible. So if I'm a huge Highlander fan and I've just been like enjoying our free content for like the 3 years we've been doing this thing, I can buy these magnets to support it?
That's right.
Oh, I should probably stop being a freeloader and do that.
Do it today.
So the next day on the barge, Mac and Amanda are arguing if Methos was the one who sent the goons to kill her. And Amanda's like, well, they make an immortal invulnerable, and which is like probably what Methos would want. He's the oldest immortal, and he's a wily fucker.
Yeah, he's a crafty son of a bitch. Which also, what crafty things has he done so far that Amanda's keen to?
That's a good question.
I was thinking about that.
I mean, he gets Callus arrested. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, the Callus arresting was a little scheming.
But that Amanda's scene...
I don't know. I mean, just the fact that he's like hiding in plain sight is a little...
That is very manipulative.
Yeah,
that
that's
does take
true.
some talent. All right, I'll buy it.
Yeah. So Mac is like, I'm going to go talk to Methos and straighten this out. And so now we get the clip that was at the top of the episode. Methos and Mac are in a park. This is like iconic to me. Like this scene really sticks out with these statues. I love the way it's shot. It's a big wide shot.
So the Methuselah Stone, older than Methos, and given to Noah of Noah's Ark, who is Methuselah's grandson.
That's right.
Old Testament is real.
Yeah. And he is over 900 years old.
That's true.
Methuselah.
Do you think Methos believes this legend because
He was there.
He is Methuselah? Methuselah.
Oh, what a theory.
Eamon's eyes have gotten bright.
Ooh.
Yeah.
My eyes darkened. I felt the life leaving my body. That is a good pun, though.
Methuselah.
Exactly. At some point during this whole thing, Mac is like, hey, Amanda thinks you're trying to kill her or whatever, and this is very insulting.
Because Mac insists, he's like, I need to hear you deny it.
Right.
And he's just like, fuck you, and
Yep.
walks away.
But then it's revealed, as we all know, that he's trying to get the stone for Alexa.
Correct.
Because she's in the hospital and she's not doing too hot.
Right.
In Geneva, breathing through a tube.
Like,
breathing through a tube. Methuselah.
Metubula.
oh, boy. So after this encounter with Methos, this Methos encounter, Mac's back on the barge and he's telling Amanda that Methos didn't do it. He's absolutely convinced of this, even though, I don't know, he's just taking Methos perhaps at his word. He's just positive.
Yeah, though Amanda is positing, well, like, what better motivation would you need than, like, saving someone you love?
Right. So we get a flashback.
Why? What
Beats
triggers
the fuck out of me.
I don't know what triggers this flashback. Well, let's say
This
what
is
it is, and we
weird.
can ask that question again.
So
Yeah.
we flash back to
So this
1853.
is 3 years
Right.
later, if my math board checks
you
out.
just did it, too.
Oh, I said 1853. 853. 3 years after the
853.
last flashback. So what happens, Eamon?
Amanda is running for her life to Rebecca's, I guess I didn't realize it was a church. I thought it was just a castle.
I
Apparently,
wasn't
this
clear
is
of that
holy
in
ground
Legacy either,
also.
but apparently it's, yeah, holy ground.
And she's like, there's a man following me. And he's immortal. And Rebecca's just kind of like, nut the fuck up.
Essentially.
I like the reveal of the person, like when he shows up, they get the buzz and they look over the
Crazy
ledge.
knight.
And it's just like a fucking knight. I was like, what?
It's like Monty Python.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally what I thought.
You British kniggets.
But I mean, Rebecca gives her like a pep talk that
Yeah.
like she's ready for this.
She's more than capable.
You can't just come back to me every time there's a problem. Like, you gotta gird your loins.
Amanda is Amanda, and she's facing off a knight on a horse in full armor.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
Like,
That's hard.
this isn't fair.
No, that's not fair.
Really, Rebecca?
Yeah. It's kind of an odd version of Amanda in this flashback. Like,
I guess she's supposed to be young and like
Scared.
tactless or something.
I guess, but she seemed to have like a lot of wits about her, and at least was like more headstrong, it seemed, in the other flashbacks with her.
Headstrong, she'll take you on.
That's right.
She'll take on anyone.
But I don't know, like she would like backtalk to Rebecca in Legacy. Like she was, I don't know, she seemed very forward, and now she seems very shy and timid or something. I don't know, it's a little different.
What year were those supposed to be? Like,
Well,
maybe
those were
they both-
before this, I think. Yeah.
Were they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess because she
That was when
first
she
met
found her, yeah.
Duh.
The way Rebecca says gnawing is funny. She's like, can you live for an eternity with that gnawing inside of you? But she says knurring, like knurring inside of you.
What?
It's very weird.
What? I don't know about that.
Gnarring?
Narring?
Gnarring inside of you? All right, well, whatever.
All right.
New Orleans, I was a saucier.
So what is this flashback? Why is this here?
I don't know. Well, I guess Amanda goes and does it.
But like, how does that relate to the story?
I don't know.
Like, she's not afraid of a fight in this story, is she?
Well,
I guess
she's being chased by these goons, and she's trying to face them, I guess.
I guess.
But this is like a completely different scenario, I think.
Well,
like
I
in the
mean,
one that, like,
They're
in the
trying to
past,
take her head.
I guess, but in the past, like, it's one person. Like
Yeah.
a challenge is kind of made, and she's running away from the challenge. Like in this one, she has been being hunted by like a gang. Of people. Like,
Yeah.
The idea that you wouldn't run away from that would be insane.
Maybe it's like she's running away. Like she's running away from Rebecca and taking responsibility and learning. And she's running away from this knight. And she's running away from these goons. And now she's like facing her fears and like,
Guess
F
just
you,
don't be
Methos.
afraid. Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess.
I mean, maybe it's about like because she is being afraid now, just out and about. Like, because she asked Mac, "Is like, is this what it's like for people?" It's like,
Yeah.
well, not really, because they're not being hunted like an animal.
Yeah, right.
But
maybe that's what it's like for fugitives.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I
Harrison
guess maybe it's
Ford.
just about having that fear day to day is like not healthy. I don't know. So back in the present, Amanda says to Mac that she does not believe Methos, and she needs to find out for herself. She wants to go and meet him, but Mac takes the
But
crystals.
not on holy ground
Right.
for some reason.
yeah.
Well, I guess she wants to, like, I don't know, up the stakes maybe, intimidate him with violence. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the only reason she could want to not meet on holy ground.
Right.
She wants to take some names. Mm-hmm. She's going to meet him at this train yard.
Right. In very typical Highlander fashion.
It's
Let's
like,
go
hey,
to a
you
train
wanna-
yard.
Yeah, let's go fight somewhere where we could kill each other unnoticed. But they're not alone.
Well, when she shows up, like a fucking tractor trailer chases her.
And then a guy in a car with a gun starts chasing after her, just trying to blow her away.
Yep.
None of these people vanish though. They don't keep trying to find her.
Yeah.
They just disappear.
Yeah.
They give up.
They give up. So Amanda ducks into like a building, which is like, it's like I don't know, it houses trains.
Yeah.
A train building.
And I guess this is where she's supposed to meet Methos.
Right.
Because Methos walks in and she freaks out.
Yep. And she's like, you're still trying to fucking kill me. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
So then they go
fight.
at it.
Yeah. This is cool.
I love it. I love all the, you got a little fog action, cool lighting,
Steam.
cool trains.
Steam bursts. Cool trains.
We get to see Methos win.
Yeah.
That's right. And then we get one of the best monologues probably in Highlander, I think.
This is great. He
So,
crushes it.
Should we take a listen to, I just said Peter Davis, to Peter
Davis? Yeah.
to Peter Wingfield's performance here?
Let's do it.
Yeah, probably.
You understand nothing. 3 weeks ago, we were standing on a beach on Santorini watching the sunrise on the Mediterranean. Now she is lying in a hospital in Switzerland, breathing through a tube. You think it takes courage to do what we do? Face another immortal with a sword, knowing only one of you will live. You try being her! You try living 1 year, knowing that your time is running out. Knowing that When it comes to the final fight, however much you train, whatever tricks you have, you still lose. That's the way it is for them. So little time for them to see anything or do anything.
Methos!
What?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I actually thought that was going to be your quip to open, Keith, or your catchphrase to open. Just,
I kind of did think about that.
but that's intense stuff. I mean, Peter Wigfield does the shit out of that.
Yeah, it's great.
He does good.
Superman does good. He does well.
That's right. Yeah, it's an emotional scene. Alexa dying.
Hey,
Or Alexi Votion.
Elixir.
Alexa.
So yeah, Methos probably not the person orchestrating these assassination attempts.
They've made up. They're friends again. Now we cut back to Watcher HQ, and Methos and Amanda are trying to break in and steal the crystals. He hasn't seen like a break-in like this since he worked with Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And is nuts.
Yeah, right. And is insane.
Like he's a thief also.
Right. This is like a level up video game thing. Like the first time you try to steal the crystals, it's just in a room, but you fail. And then the second time, there's like fucking laser beams everywhere, titanium bars. This is nuts.
And
I don't know how they know they're titanium.
cat.
either.
And a cat. The greatest security system in the world. Where did this cat come from? Why is he here?
It's just like the Watcher.
Wouldn't the
Watch a cat.
Wouldn't the cat set off the alarm?
The alarm.
Why would you let him in this space?
And cats love to knock shit off anything.
Anything.
The cat
The
up
cat
there
just
knocking the
destroys the
crystals,
Methuselah
shatters. There's only 6 pieces of the Methuselah Stone. Now there's 1,000 shattered everywhere.
So what do you think the cat's name is? I feel it's like it's a looking pun.
ISIS.
Ice. Like maybe his name is like Spy or Scout.
I want him to be named like something about VMOS.
V-meow.
Like I feel like he should be named after VMOS. VMOS the cat.
Demas the cat.
This cat comes around. I'm assuming it's Slan the cat.
Yeah, there you go.
It is Slam the
The
cat.
cat.
Yeah, I'm the cat.
There he is. How is it in this scene, Slan?
It was great.
Oh yeah.
Gillian Horvath slagged me off in the special features. Never work with animals or kids. What the F?
But you had never worked with Amanda or Methos before. That must have been exciting.
Ew, it was a pleasure.
Yeah. Were they professional when they threw you around?
Oh, nothing but professional.
Did you need a stunt person for...
Yeah, I had a stunt cat.
You had a stunt cat.
Yeah,
That's important.
it was Heathcliff.
It was Heathcliff.
That's strange. I imagine Heathcliff has his own stunt person, but maybe not. I guess Heathcliff is a stone professional. He does all his own shit.
He does all. He's a cartoon. So.
I did think it was an odd choice for them to switch over to animation.
Imagine if the show did that. Just had an animated cat.
I thought it suspended disbelief, but that Ken Gord wants what he wants. Adrian Paul was a terror on the set.
Oh no.
Is it because he's allergic to cats?
He was sneezing all over the place. We went through 14 Kleenex boxes.
Wow. Well, I guess it was rough the first time you worked together, and he probably held some resentment.
He held a grudge.
Yeah.
I stole the
Was it
scene.
because you tried to kill him in the first episode?
That's right.
Okay. Okay, so Methos is like, I'm on cat detail, and he goes after this cat, which is, I think, kind of hysterical. Meanwhile, Amanda has a laser.
What the fuck is this laser?
Laser that destroys the security. This is James Bond shit, is what
Yeah.
it is.
And then when the laser like blows up, it's like a video, like it's like an effect. It's like glows and shit.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
I didn't like this laser thing.
No, because it's so unneeded. They could have just had her pick a. Well, I guess it's like, oh, we've had her pick a lock before. Got to up the stakes, up the
Now
ante.
she uses a pretend ray gun.
Exactly.
It's a heat ray.
So then they open the door. They see the crystal sitting there. And it is sitting under heat lamps like a slab of roast beef at a wedding buffet.
Yeah.
Like, it looks ridiculous.
It's waiting to be served.
You got served some delicious Methuselah Stone.
Oh my God. So
Wow.
they grab the stone.
That wasn't on purpose.
But who shows up?
Stern.
Stern.
And he saw Amanda on the camera, which didn't exist before.
Right. He's been like watching, and I think it
Well,
was.
they upgraded the cameras.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if Methos gets like outed in this episode, and part of me thought the reason they had him go after the cat was so that Stern wouldn't see him on the camera, like because he's somewhere else, and so he only sees Amanda.
Dealing with
kinda.
cat problems.
But of course, 1 minute later, he shows up and
Gets plugged.
yeah. So Methos shows up with
Throws
the cat.
a cat at them.
Right. Oh, so that's another weapon to add to the arsenal. We've got pipe, coat. What are some of the other ones?
Sword, obviously.
Well, sword, obviously.
Puddle.
Puddle. What's the puddle weapon?
He kicks him in a puddle.
Oh, sure. All right.
Just go
Puddle.
kicking him?
I think the kicking is the primary.
Yeah,
weapon.
we got all kinds of weapons. Pipes in an alley.
But now cat
pipes
is in
in
there.
a train station.
Cat.
Oh, we have seen a cat used as a weapon
a hot
before
dog?
in a hot dog, of course.
Yeah.
In Highlander 2, we made that meme where the cat Tana
Oh, yeah.
fought with he swung a cat around. That's pretty good. So anyway, they shoot the shit out of Methos and he goes down, and Amanda is able to escape.
But Methos unfortunately wakes up, much to their surprise.
Yeah, you should have faked it. Fake it until you make it, man. Make it out of there.
Yeah.
So Methos is out, and Stone wants to kill Methos.
Yeah,
For some reason, Geiger stops him.
Yeah.
because he's like, well, we can like he has this idea.
I guess he wants to use Methos as a bargaining chip
right.
to get the stone.
Right. Okay, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like that stone, I keep on
Stern
saying
is
stone.
I know now it's
Yeah.
confusing because there's Stern and Stone and the fake Stern.
Yeah. Stern is very ready to decapitate Methos.
Isn't that interfering?
Sure.
I mean, this goes against their organization just as much as Methos infiltrating it.
But I guess he says he's worried that Methos is going to like out them to the world. Like he seems to have taken this whole thing as like a personal slight. Like you were mocking us by joining us, and Methos is like, no, I like
insane thing to
believe.
think.
Like he's like, I believe
Yeah.
that you do good work actually, and he's been there for 10 years. We find out.
Yeah. This guy's an asshole.
So yeah, they come up with this plan to trade Methos for the crystal. So they're going to do an exchange.
So back on the barge, Amanda is. Well, she's got all the goods now, and she's asking Mac for her piece of the crystal. And Mac is like, I don't think I should give this to you. She's like, don't you want to know if it works? But Mac thinks the pressing issue is rescuing Methos, not
He's a great fighter. He can take care of himself.
right.
But so they end up meeting on a bridge to go make this exchange.
It's a cool bridge.
It's a bridge.
Let's rate the bridges.
It's a single lane bridge, so I think it loses a couple stars for
It's
that.
not as good as the bridge in The Gathering.
for sure.
No.
It's
Yeah,
definitely
no
not as
way.
good as Jeff Bridges.
No.
Another bridge
Not
you
at
were
all.
like-
R.I.P.D.
That's good with Ron Reynolds.
Yeah, that's right.
So anyway, we got a good old fashioned showdown here.
Yeah.
And so Amanda shows up. She's got the goods. Stern, Daniel, and some goons are there with Methos.
Daniel Stern?
Yeah, Daniel Stern is there.
And what curse your inevitable betrayal? Geiger plugs Stern.
This like legitimately was surprising, I thought.
It's a good misdirection.
Yeah,
'Cause they
I wasn't
make Stern
yeah.
so evil seeming.
Yeah.
And they make Geiger kind of like
A doofus.
a doofus, like he's a new immortal, he's not good at this, like
New Watcher.
new watcher, excuse me. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, guys.
He has been the mastermind of this entire plot.
Wah, 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 wah.
Right,
Leading
so he
back
reveals-
to the earlier question. Why did he tell them about the van?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I still have a theory about it, but I'm going
bad
to
on
save it
his
till the
feet.
end.
Yeah, so that's it. He's just bad on his feet.
That's right, yeah. He just doesn't know how to lie. Amanda does not want to give him the crystal. Or she doesn't have the last piece. She's only brought some of it. And then Daniel's like, McLeod, like he knows Mac is there. Bat Mac's out of nowhere.
He steps out.
Steps
like a boss.
out and he tosses the crystal, which just doesn't seem like a smart move on a bridge. But while they're picking
Somehow
it
it
up,
doesn't break.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very hardy crystal.
And then he has like a fucking detonator in his hand.
What the
I was like, oh,
What is this?
shit.
So Mac's plan is he somehow booby traps it.
He booby traps the,
The
car.
car.
And I couldn't see in
How?
the background. Is that his car? Like his really awesome. It's not the T-Bird. It's the, I forget the model.
Oh, yeah. But both
Or is
of the
it Amanda's
cars
car?
are booby trapped. How did he booby trap both cars?
Are they both? I thought it was just the one.
I thought they both exploded.
I thought it was just Amanda's car. Write us in, listeners.
Yeah.
Which
Whose
car was booby
is
trapped?
booby trapped? So it explodes, and they use like the ensuing chaos to disarm some of these guards and get a good old fashioned firefight going.
Mac has a fucking shotgun. And it's just like pumping it, blasting people.
Nuts. This
is nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like this escalates. So where did they get the explosives and the detonator?
Right.
And, like how
Why
is
does
this
Mac
how
have
they
detonators?
Yeah. How is this how they chose to resolve this plot. I don't get it.
Mac,
It's nuts.
just Mac in the last episode, we had a lot of debate about was it okay for Mac to kill a fucking tyrannical warlord. In this episode, he's just got the pump action shotgun, blasting people,
They're
blowing
actively
up
trying
cars.
to kill him, though.
I know, but I mean, Mac is
he's-
not a stranger to murder.
Extreme acts of violence.
Yes.
So he blows these people away.
Meanwhile, though, the Geiger, he actually does put the stone together.
Yeah.
That's right.
And it is in fact magic.
It morphs into an orb.
It's like a paperweight. It turns into
Yeah.
a less majestic object.
Yeah. So it clearly is magical.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Yep.
We don't know exactly what it does, but it's clearly a magical thing.
That's it. It just turns into that.
That's
Yeah.
its power. It's the
Well,
it's just a-
if you hang it, it'll display little rainbows around the room.
yeah, it's just a parlor trick.
Yep.
Double rainbows.
Wow.
Charlie.
mountain, Charlie.
So Amanda shoots
Geiger.
Geiger.
And then the rock like blinks for a minute.
Yeah,
And
it like sparkles.
so is that like it making him alive again?
Maybe. I was kind of wondering, like, what's happening right now? Is he immortal? But then he drops it, and then she shoots him again. So I was like, did the first shot not really hurt him or kill him?
Yeah.
because of the Methuselah Stone.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when he drops it, like, then the crystal, like, falls apart. Like, it churns back into its old self. It's good old self.
constituent parts.
Yeah.
That's the good old crystal we know and love.
Right. And one part falls back on the bridge, Amanda's
Yeah.
piece, so.
And Geiger falls into the river.
Right.
Never
Along
to
with all the
be
other
seen again.
pieces.
Yeah.
Nailed them.
There
Got
we go.
'em.
So we cut to Watchers HQ for the denouement. Eamon, what happens?
So Amanda tries to give Methos. So Methos is going to go back to Alexa, defeated.
In Geneva.
Geneva.
Excuse me.
And Amanda wants to give Methos a piece of the crystal to like give to her, and he's like, "Nah, you hold on to it.
All you.
and just think of us.
Courage.
Courage.
Yeah.
And then he just drives away.
Yeah, it's a kind of sad ending, I suppose. I guess Methos can still be a watcher because, no witnesses.
All the witnesses are dead.
No,
Yeah.
they follow the Methos policy
Yeah.
of no witnesses.
Yeah.
And there we go.
And that's it.
That's this
it.
episode. This is like a very plot-heavy, character-driven episode. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's like a mystery, like a Scooby-Doo esque.
Yeah.
It's a whodunit. They do a pretty good job with that misdirection
They do.
on Geiger.
I wasn't sure who it was going to be.
Scooby-Doo.
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 1 week, you're riding the mystery machine all over Santorini, looking for the ghost burglar, and the next minute, you're eating Scooby snacks through a tube.
Eating Scoob through a tube.
Wow, I apologize for that one.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, should we play a game before launching into thoughts?
Yeah, let's play a
do it.
game.
All right, guys, so we're going to play a new game. And this is going to be in honor of the Methuselah Stone. Stone, stone, or stone.
Oh, good.
So I'm going to give you a quote from either Emma Stone, the actress, Oliver Stone, the director, or Sharon Stone, the actress.
Oh, God.
And you just shout out if it's
I'm going to
Emma.
get these so wrong.
They're all just insane quotes that I found. So. But you just shout out Emma, Oliver, or Sharon. And there will be 3 rounds and 5 clues in each round.
Wow, so
Wow.
15 total.
This is a
That's
lot.
right. So it's a lot. Emma, Oliver, Sharon. You guys got it? Mm-hmm. Remember that? Round 1. Who said this? The quote, Salvador. Salvador.
Sharon.
That's it?
No.
Emma?
No.
Wow.
Points.
Wait, it's just Salvador.
Just Salvador.
That's a quote?
That's the quote.
That counts as a, that doesn't even count as a quote.
How's that a quote? Isn't that just like them saying half of a name?
I have no idea.
Was that
Salvador.
did you look that up on
I
the,
looked that up.
That's like listed as a quote.
That's listed as a quote from Oliver Stone.
All right.
Amazing.
If you have a vagina and an attitude in this town, then that's a lethal combination.
Oh, Sharon Stone.
Done.
Yep,
Fuck.
that's right.
Ha!
He's got
You
it.
got there first.
Keith got it. That's 1 point for Keith. Anything that can be perfect is very damaging for my psyche.
Emma.
Yes.
Fuck.
Wow.
Keeps running away with this one.
I know my stones.
I know my stones.
You don't have the stones for this game.
Kidney. I've had a kidney stone. So.
You popping my stones? I feel like war should occur.
Oliver.
Nope. Do you want the rest of the quote?
I do.
I was
Keith is out.
anxious.
I feel like war should occur only for the most vital and necessary reasons, and only then.
Sharon.
Yes. I put that in there to trip you all
you
up.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like just sitting there like, born on the 4th of July, and you're
That's
like,
right.
fuck you.
I might as well be myself. Everyone else is taken.
Emma.
No.
Oliver.
Yes.
Wow.
So Keith has 3 points so far, and Kyle has 1 point.
Did you find that quote on Oliver Stone's like Etsy page?
Yeah.
Or excuse me, his Pinterest page? Yeah.
His Pinterest. Round 2. Women might be able to fake orgasms, but men can fake whole relationships.
Oliver.
No. Keith?
Sharon?
Yes. Keith
You're
has 4
getting
points.
smoked. Fucking smoked.
Smoking.
Smocking.
Smocking. I believe that if you truly, truly love your children, you need to supply condoms in a place in your home.
Sharon.
Emma.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yep. Kyle got that.
Did she say
So
supply
I just
condoms
wanna
in a
read
place
this.
in your house?
I believe that if you truly, truly love your children, you need to supply condoms in a place in your home at a quantity that makes it a non-judgmental situation for them to have.
Oh, so
Could you,
like a ton, so you don't know when they took it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you just have a barrel of condoms.
Barrel of condoms. This reminds me, once I was in a Daffy's. Do you remember Daffy's?
No.
It was like a department store
Yeah.
in Center City across from Liberty Place. And one time I went up there and there was just a giant bowl full of condoms.
Like a take a penny, leave
Just-
a penny?
yeah, and you could just take it.
Take a condom, leave a condom.
You take a clean one, you leave a used one.
Yeah. I would not trust those condoms.
I've had the same breasts for my entire life.
Emma.
No.
I want to say it's Oliver.
Nope.
Sharon.
It's Sharon.
Wow.
Sure says
No
really
points.
dominating these.
You're only human. You live once, and life is wonderful. So eat the damned red velvet cake.
Emma?
Yes.
Very good.
Good job. You're catching up, Kyle. Nobody took me too seriously, but I was grown up even as a baby.
Oliver.
No.
Sharon.
Yes.
Damn it.
You are tied.
This is, yeah.
I'm pretty convinced I'm going to blow it, but
No, don't count yourself out. Round 3. This is the final round. So we're on the stone round of stone, or stone.
okay, cool. I think the answer is stone.
Yes. That's
Nice.
correct.
You can just call it.
Yep. Kyle wins. They make prostitutes of us all.
Oliver.
Sharon.
Keith.
Really?
Can't sell it to the man.
I'm into grilled cheese. Grilled cheese makes me feel beautiful.
Emma.
Yes.
Fuck.
Going ahead.
Lunch is for wimps.
Sharon.
No.
Damn it.
Oliver.
Yes.
Lunches for wimps.
What a hot take.
A woman can be very beautiful and an ideal model, and she will photograph incredibly well.
Oliver.
Yes.
Ooh.
It's tied again.
It's all down to one. It's almost like
This
we
is
planned
it.
it this
Oh
way.
my God.
I think a lot of people compare their insides to other
Emma.
people's. Yes.
Yes!
Keith got it.
Shit.
Yeah. That was good, guys.
That was fun.
You did good.
That was funny.
Can we play this game every week?
Sure.
Specifically stone.
And that's how you play Stone, Stone, or Stone.
That would be a good podcast. Like a podcast about those three stones.
Yeah.
The podcast where we talk about Emma Stone, Oliver Stone, and Sharon Stone.
Emma Stone.
Welcome to the law firm of Stone, and Stone.
Stone, Stone, and Stone.
Stone Schoon. Stone
and
Phillips.
Oh, Stone Phillips.
Phillips.
Stoned wheat thins. Remember those as a cracker.
No. My cracker memory is shoddy.
It's your worst
expected more.
quality.
Yeah. Keith's cracker memory.
What do we think of this episode?
I like it.
I like this. It's weird. Like these types of like good episodes. Not that this is like the greatest episode. I feel like there's like not much to talk about in these kinds of episodes.
It depends on the kind of good episode it is. If it's an episode that's good because it's largely character and plot driven, or if it's an episode that's good because it's funny, it makes it a little harder to talk about.
Yeah.
Because
you just watch it.
Yeah, that's like there isn't a philosophical issue. There aren't a lot of technical issues that need to be improved on because those are the strengths of the particular episode.
Yeah.
That makes it a little tougher. That being said, I do think we get some really outrageously good performances in this. I think that the overall plot of this thing is very strong. There's a few things I don't get, mainly the cat and the bombs. They like take me out of it.
They're over the top.
But otherwise, I think this is a very strong episode.
Yeah.
I mean, without thinking about the bombs at the end, I mean, it does serve it well to like punch up the ending. It's like, oh shit, like
It's a
there's
cool
explosions
action
and
sequence.
stuff. Yeah.
But it's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. But yeah, then you think like, who got these bombs? Whose car did they blow up? Like,
That's awful
Yeah.
reckless, Mac.
Yeah.
and also like the trail of murder left behind, like
Yeah.
that the Watchers. Well, speaking of, actually, let's take a little detour while we're discussing this and read the Watcher Chronicles. So here's a chronicle, and it's from the private journal of Joe Dawson.
Ooh.
He says, and when the smoke clears, the only Watchers left alive to tell the tale are Adam Pearson, a Watcher who is secretly an immortal, who is secretly Methos, the oldest of them all, who is not about to tell anyone anything, and yours truly, who only knows the story because he was told it by 3 immortals he's secretly friends with, despite his vow not to be. So once again, the chronicles tell a false tale, and the deaths of Nate Stern, Artie Vinscarando, I guess that was one of the goons, and Daniel Geiger will remain an unsolved mystery to the Watchers and their families. Sometimes I wonder how I sleep at night.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dark.
Why is he like taking their side?
The very minimum, one of those men was evil.
Geiger was very evil. Stern
Yeah.
was sort of evil. I don't know about these other guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume they're just hired goons who are willing to kill for money, which is evil.
Yeah.
So
Like trying to become immortal from a magic stone that you killed people to get.
yeah, it's evil.
That's bad guy behavior.
No joke.
Well, here's my hot take on the episode.
Uh-oh, Keith's theory.
I think Methos tried to kill Amanda.
No.
I do. Kyle, you asked a question earlier. Why does Daniel give any information about the van? I think it was not his van. I don't think this was his plot. I think Methos tried to kill Amanda when he is
At the Hennessy Hotel.
I've got a couple reasons for this. One is Daniel's spilling the beans about the van. If that was part of his plot, why give a clue? It's because it's not really a clue to him. Then when Mac confronts him, Methos says 2 things. He said, I would do anything to save Alexa. He also never says he didn't try to kill Amanda. He just, no, wait, I'm not done.
Yeah.
Don't be mad. Don't be all dismissive. So yeah, he says he would do absolutely anything, and he never says no. He just gets mad, and he storms away. The other thing, and I do think he regrets it. I think that's part of what shakes out with him and Amanda. Like, he realizes that he completely fucked up. But the big clue is we never know who that person is that goes into that dingy apartment and shoots the guy. They never show that person's face. The very first thing that person is asked is, hey, do you want a beer? And he gets a beer. So we see in the show, that is like the calling, like we'll keep tracking this through the show. Every time we see Methos, it's a beer. And he even like throws the bottle cap on the ground. That's like a calling card. Like, which episode? It was back in Seacouver this season. What was the episode where Mac's face appears on the beer bottle?
Oh, yeah. Double Eagle.
Double Eagle. When Methos
does-
gets the beer, he pops the top off and he just throws it behind like the fucking kitchen.
Wait, does the guy over the shoulder get the beer? I don't think he gets the beer. It's the bald guy. It's the goon who gets murdered who gets the beer.
No.
The other guy doesn't get the beer.
No, it's the other guy. It's the
Yeah.
Why does he drop the beer?
because
Why
he
does the
sees
shooter-
Mac because he sees Mac come park across
Yeah,
the
he
street.
sees them, so
and
he
he gets
drops
scared
it.
and he drops the
Yeah,
beer.
to get away.
Yeah. So I think Methos might have actually been the one to kill Amanda or try to kill Amanda.
So there are 2 sets of goons.
Yeah.
Yeah, now.
But why no?
So we're positive. There's 2 alternate worlds, right? There's the world in which there are 2 sets of goons, where Methos goes through this like wild emotional roller coaster in which he's like unable and unwilling to go through with this plot for some reason. It ends up being like a coincidence that he happens to be there while Mac and Amanda show up. Like, Geiger has a reason why he needs to go do it immediately, because he gave the tip about the van. Aha. Here's where it is. He gives the tip about the van. He purposefully says the wrong color of the van. He says they got out of a van. It's the wrong color. Amanda, however, did see the van, and she corrects the wrong information to the correct information.
That's possible.
Because he knows that they know, he then has to go take care of that guy before Mac and Amanda find them.
That's possible.
I mean, it's cool what the episode presents.
But I don't think the episode doesn't present it couldn't be Methos. Like, what's the evidence that it couldn't be Methos?
Well, for one thing, the fact that he could have completed his task and just voluntarily chooses not to.
But how's that evidence that it? Like, I just think he maybe has a change of heart.
I mean, you're
because
positing a world-
Mac has, like,
a
when
world
Mac
in which
questions
he is-
him, and the perhaps the moment is Like, Methos does have his sword raised to Amanda's neck. Like, she's on the ground. He fights her, beats her, and then she says, "At least I don't betray my friends." And then he has an emotional breakdown. I think there's a strong... I don't think it's 100% either way. But I wouldn't dismiss...
I think it's like 95
But
to
why?
5.
Like, I wouldn't dismiss this. Like,
Okay,
I think... Like, also the beer thing is, I think, a very strong clue that it could be Methos.
That somebody else offers him a beer?
No. But like, beer and Methos is like peas in a pod. Like, this show will always go, Methos enters a scene, Methos gets a beer. Every time.
Except for all the other times he appears in this episode.
Well, I don't think it has to be every single instance. Like, it's not like he's walking around with a beer. But
if they wanted to plant the seed for it, though,
They
why
did.
don't they... If they want to plant that seed, why is it you reach back, like, to the beginning of the season, the last time you got a beer for the clue. This is like I think this is neat, but it's like in the realm of conspiracy theory. Like, that's clearly not what this episode is attempting to posit. Also, Methos is just super evil then, but then decides to be slightly less evil.
no, I don't... Two
He
things.
murders the goon, he tries to kill Amanda, and then she guilts him, so he's like, oh, all right.
Yeah. I don't know how that's un-Methos-y. I mean, Methos is always out for himself. He is kind of evil, for sure. And, I mean, saying to reach back, like, the Easter egg of Methos and the beer has existed from day one. As, like, I shouldn't even say Easter egg, but it perhaps becomes an Easter egg. Like, this is a thing that they've done intentionally and will do intentionally.
Like, he doesn't even know when this episode starts whether the Watchers even have the stone. We watch him discover that information,
Right.
which means he tried to kill Amanda before he even knew whether the other pieces of the stone were within reach.
But why wouldn't
that makes no sense.
Why does that not make sense? I mean, what if it was flipped? What if he was trying to get
just
the Watcher's stone without...
He murders Amanda having no clue where the other stones are.
Well, what
He's
if
just
it-
like, let me just kill this and get her out of the way. And then, like, I just killed this woman for no reason.
Well, that's the piece of the stone that he knows where it is.
Right. So why
that's-
doesn't he just go, okay, I know where that is. That's in this world in which this is his plan. Why doesn't he just keep that in his back pocket? Okay, I always know where that piece of the stone is. I need to find the rest. Why do you start with betraying your friend and murdering people when you don't even know whether this is an accomplishable task?
I mean, he
don't
doesn't
think
know
that
it the
makes
opposite
sense.
either. I mean...
Also, let's not forget that the other pieces of evidence are that he doesn't deny it, which, like,
don't you think that's as a writer to put this, like, perhaps seed of doubt? Could it be Methos? That seems like a very very
in the
perfect
episode-
thing to do. I mean, just
well, it
like
makes sense
let's
at
not
that
say-
point in the episode because they haven't revealed Geiger yet. Like, obviously there's misdirection at the beginning of the episode because you don't know who the villain is. And, like,
Right.
obviously Amanda thinks it's him, so they try to sow seeds of doubt. But obviously you discover who the villain is. So, like, we're creating a dual stream where there are two villains.
I
And
think that's a
don't- I
more
don't think-
compelling episode.
But the episode, I think the best piece of evidence is the beer. And absent that, there is really no other evidence that it's Methos. That's, like, the one piece of evidence that you've presented that is, like, kind of cool is the beer thing. Otherwise, though, we have a villain.
But sure,
They're
we have
caught.
a motive. We have a motive. I mean, he literally says, I will do anything to save her. And he almost kills Amanda. I don't
She
understand.
attacks him.
Yeah, but he still almost kills her. He could just end it there. And he freaks out when she says, you're betraying your friends. I'm surprised how, like, staunchly, like, against this you are. Like, you're, like, coming at it hard.
It makes zero sense to me, but it's kind of neat.
All right, well, we're going to stop talking about it because I think it's an interesting storytelling apparatus they use to leave breadcrumbs, and especially knowing the kind of character he is, that it's absolutely possible it's him.
Should we rate the episode?
Sure.
Eamon, how many crystal shards would you give this episode?
I think it's a 4 crystal shard episode. I really enjoyed it. It's not like a 5. It's not like a samurai or one of your Callous episodes, but it was really fun and just a really solid ep all around. Good direction from Adrian Paul. I think he directed the episode really well. It's really strong. Lots of cool visual stuff going on in the camera. I thought it was good.
Kyle, how many Hennessy product placements would you give this?
I think 4 is the magic number for product placement in this episode. Methos' performance is really killer. I do think they do a good job, a great job of the misdirection between Stern and Geiger is, I think, really well executed, especially because they make Geiger so doe-eyed and innocent seeming. that reveal is quite good. It doesn't really have a moral question, but otherwise it has like all the key ingredients of a good episode of Highlander. 4, don't miss it. How many security cats would you give this episode, Keith?
I'm also going to give it 4. It's a cool...
Ooh, unanimous.
Cool tie-up to Legacy, to Timeless, where we meet Alexa, which is pretty neat, that it kind of has this overarching thread that goes through a couple seasons, which is good. Fun action beats, which is great, especially the opening is awesome.
Yeah.
Some cool villains and great character interaction. We haven't really seen Methos and Amanda doing anything together before, so it's kind of cool to see them hook up.
Yeah.
And then we get that cat action, so can't beat that.
Sweet cat action.
I'm just in it for the cat action, really. I mean, Slan kills it in this episode.
Great guest star.
Well, write us in. Tell us what you thought of this episode and our review. You can write us at HighlanderRewatched@gmail.com and make sure to leave us an iTunes review, which helps Highlander Rewatch get in front of more fans and introduce the series to new people. Join us next week when we're going to be talking about Season 4, Episode 17, The Immortal Chamole, which will be a fun one. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Did IHOP just change its name?
Yeah.
Did it really?
I
or is
think
that
it's
just
back now, though.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I think that was all
IHOB.
I think that was a marketing thing.
Because to say they have burgers,
Right.
Or just say they had breakfast. It's International House of Breakfast.
it was burgers.
It was burgers. Everyone was like, the name surely must mean breakfast to encompass like the wide array of breakfast items they offer now. And it was no burgers. It was all a ploy to
if
get
they don't
clicks.
have a hamburger in between two pancakes,
That's stupid.
they are failing.
Yeah. No, they absolutely should.
It's no burger between two grilled cheeses, but
Yeah. Ooh.
a la Friendlies.
Friendlies.
God.